This is beautiful weekend. The weekend time is here, and we're about to take you on a high again. It is a complete sports on Melody 100.7 FM. This beautiful Saturday afternoon. Yes, we're about to take you on another level. You know we do it every Saturday, right? It's complete set of sporting activities here and there. We report what is happening on the 17 World Cup. Got off the way a few moments ago in Morocco on the 20 World Cup. Yeah, the 17 World Cup is for women. On the 22 World Cup is for the male, and the final is going down in a few hours. Third place match is holding tonight. What about the league actions all around the world? After the international break, we are back to the league all around the world, from the Bundesliga to the Spanish La Liga to the English Premier League, and of course to the French Ligue 1. Not forgetting the Italian Serie A. We also take you on the local scene, what is happening here. But you know, before we get to sports, we'll be looking through all of the happenings in all the sports, and that's how we call it complete sports. Melody 100.7. Don't forget, 4 o'clock, we'll dive into the world of Bet Naija. Yeah, who have taken 15 minutes of the show. What are we looking at in the Bet Naija segment of the show this afternoon? Yeah, get ready. We're looking at the Super Eagles again. You know, we've been looking at the Super Eagles for 3 weeks for a reason, because of the matter at hand, the qualification. Now, with all of the things we've experienced, some people are saying Eric Shell is not good enough. He should be changed. Some are saying no. He has started well. After all, he qualified us for the playoff. Should he continue to still be part of the... Should he be the one to be taking care of the Super Eagles at this time? Some people are saying, let him go. He doesn't have enough to give a Super Eagles what we need, while others are saying, no, let's leave him. What would you give us your own position on that? I'm talking about the fact that should Eric Shell still remain a Super Eagles coach, or he should be allowed to go and we'll get another coach? We'll be looking at that 4 p.m. in the Bet Naija segment of the show this beautiful afternoon. Welcome to the show. My name is Pretty. We call me the finest on behalf of Adenike, Bobola, Uyuwale, and every other person making things happen here. I say welcome to the show. Let's begin this way from the ITTF and tell you that African table tennis powerhouses, and when you talk about powerhouses in Africa, when it comes to table tennis, you talk about Egypt, you talk about Nigeria, you talk Tunisia and Algeria. They have all officially booked their places at the 2026 ITTF World Team Championship in London. United Kingdom, following dominant performance in their respective group at the ongoing 2025 ITTF African Championship in Tunis. Egypt was the first men's team to seal qualification, cruising past Togo and Cote d'Ivoire. And Nigeria then followed with emphatic 3-0 victories over Cameroon and South Africa in Group B. Morocco also advanced to the group stage after defeating both Cameroon and South Africa, setting up a decisive clash with Nigeria to determine their group leader. And of course, Algeria and host nation Tunisia completed it. The list of qualifiers by topping the Group C and Group D respectively. In the women's category, the pattern also mirrored the men's event, with Egypt, Nigeria and Algeria securing their ticket to London. Joining them is Uganda's young and promising squad, marking a significant milestone to the East African nation. From April 28 to May 10, 2026, London will host the ITTF World Table Tennis Championship Finals, a historic edition commemorating 100 years since the founding of both the World Championship and the International Table Tennis Federation ITTF in the British capital, London. So, both for male and for female, these are the people that are going to be representing Nigeria next year, ahead of the competition next year. So Nigeria, both male and female, will definitely be there. ITTF 2026 in London. Let me use this opportunity to welcome the guys to the studio. Yes, Daniel Adeyemi joins in now. Daniel, good evening to you. I mean, it's the afternoon, right? Okay, good afternoon.
It's afternoon already.
Yeah.
Good afternoon to listeners and viewers at home. And of course, good afternoon, finest. Good afternoon, Bam Bam. It's nice to be again back after an international break, and of course not just for football but sport in general. So
All right, Bam Bam, how you doing, man? It's so good to have you.
Good afternoon, fighters. Good afternoon, Daniel. Good afternoon to all our listeners. It's nice to be on the program. So a lot to talk about today. And yes, this is Complete Sport. We dissect every sport, not just football. We talk about everything extensively. It's nice to be on the program today.
Most definitely. Okay, all right. Yes, I just talked about ITTF, and it's still the same set of countries that will be going to the next year's event. But it's good to have Nigeria, both male and female, will be representing Africa next year. But we already have those who will be part of the qualification: Nigeria, Egypt, Tunisia, Algeria, both male and female, except for Uganda and the female. That it tells you that when we talk of table tennis in Africa, it's a particular set of countries that can really make things happen.
Yeah. Particular set of countries, yes, that's very nice. But over the years, we've been seeing the same set of people. At some point, we have to start
the same set of people
representing us, and at some point, we have to start asking questions that for how long are they going to be representing us? Now, is it that we don't have good guys that can actually take up the mantle from them? I don't think. I think we actually have good guys that can actually do it, but the fact that it's still always the same representative. Now, do they go on to win it? See, when it comes to Africa, Nigeria, or anything within Africa, I know that Nigeria, they will always show dominance. But outside the world, it's always a different thing. You understand? They always go there to represent, honestly. They don't go on there to win. Maybe because they are not a top powerhouse when it comes to competitions outside the country. But I just feel like at this point in time, if you want to talk about table tennis, it's always the same name, Aruna Kodri. Maybe right now we're having young sensations coming up, but still, it's still always the same names that you see going to competitions like this. Aruna Kodri always, every time, every year. And Aruna Kodri is aging. We need to start having young guys. At least let them have that fresh experience. Because if we don't allow them to have that experience outside of the country, we'll just continue to dominate in Nigeria or maybe in Africa. So I think it's always good that we have that representative. Definitely, I like the fact that, yes, Nigeria, we're always participating in competitions like this. But my own keen is where are we going to have other people? At least 20 years, 21 years, because Haruna Kodri now is getting to his 40s, if not even in 40, around the 40 space. So I think it's high time to get new guys on board, maybe 20. They're signing young guys. This other guy, Taiwo is also doing really, really good. If he can actually do it, let him just get the exposure, because at the end of the day, these people that have been representing us, it's not like they are going out there to win. You understand? So if we just going there to just represent us, let the young ones actually represent. Let there be a slot for the young exposure, even if they are not going to win anything, so that subsequently they are going to get better. Nathaniel Ezekiel, yesterday I saw a clip. He said he's the future. Now he's saying it because of his experience at this last championship. So he's coming out to say that he's the future, because he saw that, okay, I'm even actually competing with the best, and if I can be in the finals with the best, who says in future years to come I can't be part of them? So I think that's how it should be, and it's not the best to them representing the guys out there.
I mean, the record actually, I'll talk about the junior cadet, actually shows that we are up there. The ITTF, we have about 12 gold and about 9 medals right there, since inception. So it goes to say that something is wrong with how we track and nurture the youngsters, the prospects we have in this country. You were just talking about Ezekiel saying he's the future. Well, he can say that because he's close to it already. I mean, it's not like it's some 15, 14 years old boy right there. So maybe someone like Ezekiel is one to keep eye on. But when it comes to table tennis, it's something we actually don't have much, reputation on it, except for what Aruna has been doing in the recent years. But, we still have to give it to that. At least Aruna has done well to ensure that when anyone hears the name Nigeria, the name Haruna comes to mind. So let's just ensure that going into competitions like this, we don't lose tracks of whatever we discover, through the years. But it's actually good to know that Nigeria is always pulling and trying in competitions like this.
Well, from tennis, let's go to another game that is not too common in Nigeria, but people are playing it. We don't really know they play it. We're talking about golf. Yes, there's a competition going on in Port Harcourt right now. They call it 2025-26 Division Python Open Golf Tournament, holding at the Python International Golf Club in Port Harcourt. And the chairman of the planning committee, Dr. Raphael Oshanakpo, says Nigeria can actually compete with the best in the world when it comes to the game of golf. I can see you laughing there. Even the man is blabbing.
Well, I think growing up, golf is not actually popular. But when I get to hear of golf, it's always the old men. You understand? They talking.
Okay, old men are the new that
exactly. So I never ever imagined that golf would be a sport that even young people participate. I feel like even the old men, they just take their children, they also talk it and let their children also look as similar. I think it's always more or less like pleasure for them. So I never saw that. I never knew that people actually take this competition serious until I started to hear of the likes of Tiger Woods. But still, I still see all those guys as some set of influential guys, maybe in the USA. So now I think in Nigeria, more or less, let's take Ibadan for example. The governor likes to play golf. A couple of other top guys out there. I know in the Odogwu Barracks, is he not the commander, the other, I think is, I'm trying to remember.
The
GOC, yes, the GOC also likes to play because there was a time that we had to interview him and all of it. So it's always those set of people. Now younger people, big men, exactly. Younger people don't really have that notion that golf is for them. Like somebody would say, maybe when it comes to Formula One, when you are being given birth to in Nigeria, there's no chance for you to play. There's no chance for you to participate in Formula One. So it's not actually exposed to people like that. So I think instead of actually doing the sport, I think background education about golf should actually be open to even the younger ones, because every young person out there is all about football, basketball, and maybe table tennis, and even tennis is not so prominent in Nigeria. So imagine calling young guys to come and play golf. It's
going to be boring to them.
It's boring and it's going to be so unusual. Do they even understand the rules that comes with it? So
the bogey. People don't even understand what it is.
Exactly.
Even people in sports reporting.
They don't want exactly. So even maybe this is the first time I'm even hearing it. Bogey.
That's how we report it.
Exactly. So I think a lot of background education has to be done. It's not about organizing the competition. Do the people even understand what they're doing? Basketball right now, they've changed so many rules. Do these young boys understand that these rules have been changed? The ones of Michael Jordan, they are not using it anymore. So I think background education has to be there. In fact, if I'm being privileged to be part of it, because I really want to understand it.
I'm privileged to be part of a rich man's game, unless you are rich.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
It's not streamlined to only rich. That's what finance is trying to say.
That's what we will say. Now the game is being played in one GRA somewhere inside Port Harcourt. It's not thrown open to anywhere, to everybody like that. But that's what they will say. And when we talk about golf, we talk about a game or a sport that actually does not have any global, competition that is open to everyone from every part of the world. Like we have the World Cup for table tennis, World Cup for this, the Olympics at that. It's not even in Olympics games. The golf is not there. So for me, I feel it's the rich man's game, or a game of the people of a community. Feel like, let's do what we like to do in this community. I think there's a famous movie like that, a South American movie that, bring my understanding of golf to light, where they mention Guara Guara, Sauce of Mr. Bones, I think. So for me, when I hear golf, I just feel like some rich guys are just gathering somewhere.
Like polo.
And trying to, like polo,
yeah, exactly.
Just trying to have fun. Because at the end of the day, there's nothing to learn, there's nothing to take forward, there's nothing to actually take out of it. So big ups to the organizers, and I hope you have fun.
And you can never play golf and be dirty.
Exactly.
Because you are not having a clash.
They are even playing it and discussing business.
Yes, now they are playing. You put it in the. When I was much younger, before I even got into sport reporting and all of that, I used to wonder how will old men just be holding stick, be pushing one small thing inside one hole, and they will push it, enter, they will still get to it.
And retired footballers who go into golf actually come out to say it's the toughest game to play. Then John Terry, Osasio Dewengi, and the likes of others always come out to say that game is a lot.
How can that game be tougher than football?
If footballers can say that, he goes to say there's something.
And maybe because they are targeting that hole.
Yeah, that's what.
But if you have to wait, how many meters away to hit the ball to go enter a very tiny hole?
Yeah, I don't think I can.
It must really be a headache kind of game.
Okay, last week I talked about a maiden edition of the African School Game, where I finally gotten off. I got off yesterday to a thrilling start with 11 schools competing for the ultimate prize in swimming, athletics, and football. Of course, taking place at the British International School in Victoria Island, Lagos. Day one was full of exciting swimming actions in 12 events across under 11, under 13, under 15 categories. Of course, for both male and female. The young athletes built momentum with a 50-meter freestyle breaststroke and butterfly event before actions climax with the medley relays, keeping the spectators at the edge of their seats. I mean, I saw some, I was sent some video images, and I was wondering if we could have an 11-year, 10-year-old swim this way, then why do we battle to win medals at the Olympics? If you see the young girls and boys, the way they were swimming, 11-year, 10-year-old, I mean, I was like, Nigeria, this should be the future of the Olympics for Nigeria.
Yeah, it should.
But what is our problem?
Because after those guys leave secondary school, no one is actually looking out for them anymore. Everyone, one of them or most of them would want to probably go to a university afterwards. Nobody's keeping track of them. If eventually they get to the university and they meet the sports management and all of it, they just use them for competitions. Maybe after the Nuga Games, what's going to happen afterwards? So there's no proper placement that, okay, these guys are actually the future of tomorrow. They just leave them after secondary school. You know, the education setting, fine, they always do their job, but once you leave that four corners of school, they wish you all the best to your next level. You understand? It's not like maybe they are picking up on you and saying, okay, we are going to hand you over to this person and take it off for them. And even parents too. I think when it comes to sports, they just allow their children to do it for leisure. It's just now that we are getting the exposure that people are actually making crazy money out of it. But then you see young talents and their parents are all about, okay, yes, the next doctor, the next lawyer and all of it, but no progress afterwards. So I think it's two ways to actually blame it, because I would always blame the progress level. Nobody's spotting them. Nobody thinking about the future of these kids, because when they leave the four quarters, they go on to the next, maybe university, some become doctor. And once you are not consistent doing the craft, see, if you stop doing something over 2 years, 3 years, you're going to dip in form. So I think that's one thing that has really affected. And also parents understanding that, I mean, it could be their part too. Swimming, being a swimmer for Nigeria, it's not bad at the end of the day. We have, there's a particular lady that she was a police officer and she represented us at the Olympics, and she did well for herself. So I think that's how it should be. We've seen people make a very good name. Nobody would have expected that Usain Bolt would make that kind of name with just running, because we see so many children. In fact, dog is pursuing you, you're running, but somebody's making.
As people selling sausage in traffic in Lagos, running more than Usain Bolt.
Exactly. So nobody would even know that somebody would make that kind of name and have that number of followers on social media through that rate. So I think the transition is the problem.
I always feel is, for the fact that we know that there are plenty of people in Nigeria who are in love with football. Why is it difficult for some people to just feel the medals swimming will give you at international level, Commonwealth, Olympics? The medals are much more than football. Football is just one medal. Swimming can give you as much as 100 medals if you have plenty athletes. So why don't people just concentrate on, okay, these young lads that I just mentioned now, 9-year-old, 10-year-olds, by the time you begin to develop them to the level of 15, 16, they'll be able to win medals. But we just always focus on football. I'm talking about administrators now. Yeah. We just focus on football. Is it that they are blind to see, or someone just doesn't know his job?
I mean, like Bam Bam rightly said, nurturing is one thing we don't know how to do in this country. We don't understand what it means to actually nurture anything. It's not just about sports, it's in general. So we just want a quick fix for everything. Because we know this nation is a stack of talent. Anything you want in this nation, any sport in this nation, there are resources out there to try it out and be good at it. But we are where we are, a place where talents are not appreciated until they make it through the mud. And when you talk about talent, any talent now in Nigeria, every talent is fighting to be recognized. And if that is your aim, you won't go to any other sports that is not football, basketball, or maybe track, for example. But going into table tennis, you are going to struggle a lot. Unless if you're from a privileged family, that is well connected, that can put you out there. That is the truth. We've got boys in the street who can play this table tennis very well. But how will they rise through the rank to get to the national level? They go to competitions every now and then, but the privilege is not there for them. Bam Bam and I were talking in the course of the weekend. We can see videos and clips of the likes of Phil Foden at 12, at 7, Lamine Yamal at 5. Lionel Messi left his home in Argentina to come to Barcelona because they discover a talent very early. That's how much those white are, how big they are on nurturing talents. But here, no, we don't have that kind of something. We just want it to be until it's proven. We cannot take any risk on them until it's proven. All the developed world, all they need to see is a little bit sign, and they will nurture it from there. A boy or a girl is gravitating towards football, and you see them saying, "We see something in this one." How much of potential can you see in a 12-year-old Messi that you are signing that kind of contract with that boy? How much of potential can you see in a 12-year-old boy, a 12-year-old girl? But it goes to show how big they are on nurturing. They believe that if they have what they call system. Once they find the talent, they put them into system.
Yeah.
So the same thing we need to, imbibe as a culture in this nation. Let's have a system for sports. Once you go through all these kind of, African games and all of that, where you discover 11, 12, 13-year-old kid, put them in the system. Tell the parent, we are going to give them a 30% scholarship or whatever. They are going to go to school, they are going to be educated, but they will be in a system. They will be around what they naturally good at. Everybody, we are overcrowding school, going to become engineer and all of this, which is very good. But eventually, we've got more natural resources, human resources in this country, that even the natural resources we dig in the ground to get. So we just need to know how to nurture, not just sports, how to nurture people, putting right people in the right environment that growing up. Brazil is what it is today because Brazil has a system that gives room for you to just grow as a footballer. It's just the language everybody speaks. A housewife in Brazil, throw football at them, they will know what to do with it. But in Nigeria, ask what's actually the one thing that Nigeria as a nation we can say, this is a system that we have in place that at least for either a skill or either a career path, once you discover you put into that system, it will develop you to bring the best out of you. We don't have one. Everyone is just thrown at struggle until we can see obviously. Maybe at 18, because that was when we discovered many of our talents. Maybe at 18, when it can be very obvious. And at 18, a boy of 18 years now is big enough. How many 18 years old have we seen since Seaman and Chukwueze? How many under 18 under 17 have we seen again? To say there's a future there. So it's a very big thing.
I want to put a questions to you both. I want an honest answer. Let's take football aside.
Yeah.
As you said, we've been saying this over and over every week. What should be our identity aside football? What sport should be our... Because every country of the world, we talk about NBA. Once you say NBA now, even a child that is yet to be born will know it's America that owns NBA, basketball. If you talk about boxing now, they will tell you guys from Russia, guys from the other, Eastern Europe. If you talk about football, before you mention it, they will tell you it's Brazil. Because that's the only thing they are known for. You talk about athletics now, they will tell you it's Jamaica, talking about short distance. Yeah. Then you talk of long distance, they will tell you Kenya, Ethiopia. What is our identity? Let's leave football. What should be our identity in all of the sports we have all around us?
All we have to do is to be very big on nurturing talents. From the secondary school level, at least. That's where we know it should be at least. Now, from the very first year, back then in school, we have all these things that discover which area a boy or a girl has interest. On Thursday, I think that was our PhD day. On Thursdays, we go to the field. You see some guys playing football. Others are there playing basketball. There are just different things to do. Even though we don't have the basketball court, you see them arrange things, tie rope, and start throwing things. Let's just have a system. It still goes that way. It's part of education. Let's have a system that the moment a boy or a girl child gets to school, every Thursday or every of those days that is meant for sports, they will gravitate towards what interests them. We can't actually say this is what we are good at as a nation. In fact, football is just what we try to pin on ourselves because of what we've done with it in the past. It's not something that we've actually made a very global something outside the Atlanta 96 scenario and maybe a few of here and there that can happen to any nations. We've actually, when we talk about boxing, we talk about you see Cuba saying how big they are at that. When we talk about football, Brazil, we say they are big on that. But as a nation, Nigeria, we are a nation that in the whole wide world, that even international committees will say that Nigeria can do anything. We are the most versatile people. We can do anything. That thing is ingrained in our system. All we just have to do is let's have a system that growing up, of the younger ones, they can see that the options are there for them to gravitate towards what they want. And as that option is thrown open, at the apex level, let there be no bias to support you give to all these sports. Let there be no bias. Now, we saw the president release a statement after the late saving us from embarrassment that the Super Eagles did.
Okay.
What statement was released to the ones that went to the what's it called? The last international competitions that the likes of Amuso and the likes went to.
Okay.
Nothing was done. They came out with a medal. Nothing was done about it.
I've not said anything about those guys.
Nothing was done. And that is exactly what kills the interest of the young ones coming through that. Because the family of those ones are the ones celebrating them. But Osimhen scored 3 goals now. He's the hero. He's going to be the new god in Nigeria for every youth. I want to be like Osimhen. That's it. How many of the girls out there wants to be like Tobi Amusan? They don't even know who Tobi Amusan is. Because there is not much of support out there for them. So we just need to be big on appreciating the talents we have in the country. Be very big on nurturing talents. Maybe by the time we start doing that, we will discover that as a nation, we even make more money on human resources than natural resources. We make more money on that. I don't know what was inside this guy growing up. I mean,
don't do that.
no.
It's okay.
I mean, because looking at this young man, I can tell he was a big, or let me say, he's still a big bundle of talent. But I'm sure he must have moved from one sport to another.
He's playing football now.
No, he's a failed footballer now. He agreed on that. He has retired. He had an early retirement.
The first day I saw him, I thought he was a basketballer.
At the time of Bola, we run 20 minutes on the field. Now you have to bring the stretcher.
Really? Are you not that strong again?
I'm strong. I don't know what that is trying to say.
But we all agree that the football parties, you can't still play under 17 again.
Definitely.
You can't represent the Super Eagles. Can you represent the Super Eagles? You can put in words for you.
I've not been training consistently.
Okay, but Bola is actually not denying the fact that the career is over. The career is still on.
It's still on that.
Yeah.
Okay. But don't end his career for him.
No, someone that is older than Messi.
Why you say this? I beg you. I'm still a young one. Yes, still tackling the question that you asked that what should we be known for?
Yeah, what should be our identity in sport?
I think right now we don't have any. And in future years to come, do we actually have something that can probably push us to that top? I still don't think so. See, when we were growing up, it was all about football. In fact, nobody, if you go out on the street and would ask people that, do you know who Chioma Ajunwa, the first Nigerian Olympic gold medalist is in long jump at Atlanta 96. Now, Atlanta 96, it was mainly celebrated because of
the
football side.
Yeah, exactly.
When the likes of Kanyon Nwankwo, in fact, that was what was reigning. Although I wasn't really at that time. So
winning that at the gold in football killed every other person that won anything.
Exactly, that's what I'm trying to say.
Chioma Ajunwa was, in fact, most people didn't even get to know anything about that.
So in the country alone, is football that has been pushed. Everybody growing up, we understand that. Okay, there's a certain JJ Okocha. I mean, when I was growing up too, there's JJ Okocha. I wasn't known for, or nobody had to tell me that there was a basketballer. Nobody told me that there was a long jumper. In fact, Chioma Ajunwa, it was just...
I mean, you didn't know about Akeem Olajuwon?
Akeem Olajuwon wasn't... Okay, he was known for what he was doing there.
Outside the
country. Okay. So, it wasn't because of Nigeria.
Okay.
So, everybody was always all about... In fact, at some point, Akeem Olajuwon was so great, but... We grew up hearing more of Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
it was MJ. In fact, there was a logo. Nothing for Akeem Olajuwon. Later, we started to hear Kobe Bryant and a couple of others. So, it's the notion that has been passed from generation to generation. Now, Ese Brume, this other lady, what's her name? I'm trying to remember this world record holder, Tobi Amusan.
Okay.
Yes. Now, let's compare the popularity stance of Tobi Amusan and a certain Victor James Osimhen in this country. I don't think anybody will know anything. In fact, let's go round this whole body battle. Everybody
ask question.
Everybody, large number of people will tell you Victor James Osimhen. Tobi Amusan, maybe a few number, and even the few number is because of what she did. The exploit, the fact that she's a world record holder. Let's go and ask people about Ese Brume. Who would know Ese Brume? Nobody would know.
That's the truth.
That's the truth. But people would even know Victor Boniface that is not being called up in the national team. It's because it has been passed from generation to generation. Every young talent will always know about football. They will tell you about Kanyon Nwankwo, they will tell you about JJ Okocha, but nobody will tell you about a long jump winner in Atlanta 1996. Parents will not talk about it. It's only the great guys, Kanu Nwankwo, and a couple of others. So we have to change that mindset. And I don't think it's something that is going to happen now because that's the most loved sport. You understand? The only thing is, can we still keep up with what we are still doing? Like the way the Kanu Nwankwo and JJ Okoye kept that legacy. That's what we can just do right now. But infusing all of these new sports into the minds of people, it should take a longer
So we should
time.
just accept that football is our thing.
We cannot accept it. This is why NSC actually needs to know that they are the big one responsible for this. We hear more of NFF than NSC.
Exactly.
This is the only country where that nonsense happens.
It's
Nonsense. Because they are the apex body of that. Even I'm sure that if they are in the room, NFF they will be asking NSC that we need to give us more respect. Because as far as this nation is concerned, we are the one making your work to show.
And ordinarily NFF should be answerable to NSC.
They should be answering, and it's because NSC they are acting as if they don't want to use that. They are not active. You have a big responsibility to make sure that in every state of this federation, in every state, they are big and equal on every sport. You have that. So when they are splitting their budget on sports that goes to sports, you're supposed to go. What goes into rugby? What goes into this one? What goes into that one? Because if you go around, you discover that it's only football they are putting the money on. Ask Mr. Governor, where is this commissioner for sports? Thank you. Now that you are commissioner, is it only football that you are spending the money on?
Let me even tell you something. Let me blow your mind. Majority of the chairman of the different sporting associations, they spend their money. They use their money to support,
exactly.
like badminton federation now.
Because they have interest in it.
Enitoshid is using his money
to run it,
to run the organization.
Wow. And if he goes to the office of the NSC, this is what I'm suffering. They will say we have done everything we're supposed to do because billions of naira goes into allocation for the NSC. It's NSC responsibility to go to every place and ensure that competitions that are taking place, because eventually you hear that it's one telecommunication that is hosting one cup, is one other, and they will take the glory because it's happening in their state. You see that the commissioner for sport will be there. Commissioner for sport is there. Shame on you, but not one dime from your pocket drops into this. So all they do is to give them the trophy to give to the winner. The commissioner of sport will be the one to award the trophy.
You don't even know that sometimes some of these sponsors that you talk about give money to the commissioner.
Don't even come. So how are they going to know about Victor Osi? How are they going to know about Tobi Amusan? Tobi Amusan, when you hear the name, it sounds like one actor. It doesn't sound like a sports, a legend of the nation.
What does Amusan act?
That's what I'm saying. That's how it sounds to someone that Nollywood actor. You hear Tobi Amusan.
Okay.
That's someone that we should be putting up there. But rather, just 3 goals that Osimhen scored 2 days ago now is up above all of them.
Because in other countries, you go to Jamaica, I don't think there's anybody bigger than Usain Bolt.
Bigger than Usain Bolt.
Which player can you mention it?
No footballer.
They have Anthony playing for West Ham. The all of them, they are not near.
They're close to at all.
They are not near. And it's what it is in our nation.
It is what it is. It is what it is. And when are we going to get off this kind of thing in Nigeria? Because even the football that we claim we sabi, we no sabi. Because it's giving us heartbreak every day. I mean, a friend of mine who works for Vanguard newspaper went to town in Lagos just yesterday to do a vox pop about Super Eagles. And if you hear what they said, I wouldn't want to play it on air today. Because what people said about the Super Eagles is so annoying. All right, let's go to football now. But I can give you a breaking news all the way from England that Ange Postecoglou has been sacked after the game. The Chelsea game. I knew he was going to be sacked. I knew he was going to. Because if they didn't sack him after this Chelsea game, that means the management are foolish people.
Actually, we'll talk about that.
We're coming to that very shortly. But let's quickly look at local football. Yeah, let's talk local football now. And where else can we start except for the NPFL? Again, they're supposed to hold today. Rivers United, Bendel Insurance. Rivers, they are incontinent, so that game will not be holding. But Niger Tornadoes will be playing Plateau United. That will be tomorrow. All of these games are tomorrow. Barau against Kano Pillars, Enyimba against Warri Wolves, and of course Kwara United will play Katsina. Bayelsa United will host Count Khalifa. Academy Warriors will be hosting Wiki Tourists, and the Remo Stars will do Enugu Rangers. That should be a big cracker in the game that's supposed between former champions. The champion before the last one and the present champion. So it should be a cracker.
Both managers are
they are in the Super Eagles. Well, And Ikorodu City and Nasarawa United. And of course, the last game is Shooting Stars hosting Abia Warriors tomorrow right here in Ibadan. Let's begin with that. Shooting Stars, Abia Warriors. Shooting Stars on the high right now. They are the reason Kano Pillars are in trouble now.
Yeah, I think yes, when it comes to the momentum for Shooting Stars is high. For Abia Warriors, for me, they have been one of the best teams so far in the NPFL. You have to give it to them, both away and
they pick points anywhere they
pick
go.
Points. That's the most important thing in any game. But for Shooting Stars, they're on a streak of not
they've not lost in 4 games, right?
4 games, yes, because they've had like 3 wins back to back, even away from home. So it's high hopes. I think after the incident, what I'm really concerned about is after the incident, I hope those players are not too injured, because a couple of clips we saw them, one complaining of the eye, one complaining of the face, and we know in Europe, I mean, if it's signing European players, it's 3 months injury.
Yeah.
Some of them would even go off. So I saw some of them, a picture of signing of them having recovery inside the swimming pool. So it looks like some of them are fit and ready to go for the action, but hopefully it's not going to affect them during the game, because if you have eye, it could span out when you are actually going for a match, because you know it's high intensity and all of that. What if a player mistakenly hits you on the face and a couple of other things? But at home, I think they are much more comfortable. They've redeemed themselves, getting themselves back on shape when it comes to the Lakers Salami Stadium, and they're on a very good streak. So Abia Warriors, one thing I just fear about them is I don't think they will come to the Lakers Salami Stadium and just allow Shooting Stars go easy on them. And even talking about Shooting Stars, what's their score ratio like? I think it's not been top, because the highest they've won is 2.
2, yeah.
So I think
narrowly, just like Super Eagles, scrappy wins.
Yes, even the last time they got 1-0 when the governor was there, it was late in the. So they know how to do all of the playing in the middle of the park, but scoring the goal is where the problem lies.
And their goals always come towards the end of the game.
So I mean, tomorrow is not going to be that easy, because they are playing one of the best teams in the NPFL. But I still think they should have a dominant 3 points right there.
Well, I think they're in a very good place now. The last 3 games they've not lost, and they've had 3 wins and 1 draw.
Yeah.
So they're in a very good place, and they have the advantage of being at home, as they say the NPFL is. So
as they say, that's the reality.
I think all they have to do now is to build on that, get the 3 points, because that's the most important thing for them now. Looking at how the table is currently, the table is still very much open.
Yeah.
I think NPFL is not serious until it's approaching the 28th match day. It's not really serious. It's always very tight. So they need to actually start, putting more faith into themselves. Abia Warriors will be very, very difficult, but when you I try to look at the records now at home. It's always been Shooting Stars, or it ends in a draw. So they can just build on that tomorrow. There should be no surprises there.
Most definitely. Even if Shooting Stars end up winning that game, Abia Warriors still remain in their position. They will not move. Shooting Stars will only move and go to 3rd position, because Abia Warriors are 2nd right now with 15 points. But Nasarawa leading everyone with 19 points. I don't know what Nasarawa is doing well this time. Of course, Enyimba comes third. Rivers United are 4th. They still have an outstanding game. Shooting Stars are 5th now. Winning that game tomorrow could push them to 3rd position on the log. Katsina, Niger Tornadoes, Enugu Rangers, Ikorodu City, and Warri Wolves complete the top 10. For those guys who are dropping, of course, Trouble Kano Pillars are 17, Kun Khalifa 18, Bendel Insurance 19, and of course Barao FC 20th position. I don't know what the problem of Bendel Insurance has. I mean, they were showing serious class 2 seasons ago, but right now they are fighting the battle to relegation. I mean, Bendel Insurance. But this Barao FC is like they are going back to where they came from. Let's see how it ends at the end of the day. All right, let's quickly go to the continent. CAF Champions League going down today. Of course, it is the game between the one that concerns us, the game between our own Rivers United away to Black Bulls of Mozambique. The game is coming up. The game should be holding right now.
Yeah,
What's this called?
Winning 1-0.
Because 1-0 right now, Black Bulls. See the problem we have right now. When we go away, they seem to be beating us anyhow. Does it mean that we can't even a Mozambican side? I mean, this is Rivers United from Nigeria. I mean, Black Bulls from Mozambique.
Well, I think Rivers United is not so bad, the result, because I remember Enyimba last season, last time that they faced Black Bulls, 4-1 when they came to Nigeria. That's Black Bulls. Enyimba defeated them, but away from home, Mozambique, the Black Bulls of Mozambique defeated them 3-0. So eventually, I think it was Black Bulls that qualified to the next round. But I think it was Yemi Olariwaju that was with Enyimba then. Now he's with Rivers. Yes, Coach Yema. Now he's with Rivers.
That means he's meeting Black Bull twice.
But, yeah, exactly. So I expect so much from him in terms of the experience. First half, it was 0-0. Right now, it's 1-0. So, I mean, that's not so bad because when you come home, you should be able to do the job. This Black Bull side, I don't think they are one of the best because I saw when Enyimba faced them the other time, it was Brownie Day even also scored. And Joseph Atule scored 2 goals and a couple of others. So, I mean, trying to compare the Enyimba team and this Rivers United team, I still think this Rivers United team is quite better than the one that I saw, Enyimba team. So, I think it's just the away factor that's affecting Rivers United. And I don't want the score line to be too much. If it's 2-0, if it's 3-0, then it might look unstoppable for them.
Exactly.
It might just be really hard for them to go and do a comeback right here in Nigeria. So, I think 1-0 is still fresh, looking at the fact that they don't have the experience of playing away from home and they are not always very good away from home. But when they come to Nigeria, I expect them to do the job right there.
And tomorrow, I mean, right there at the MK Abiola Stadium in Abeokuta, 4 p.m., Remo Stars will be hosting Mamelodi Sundown. So a whole lot of people, I've seen a whole lot of people online writing off Remo Stars in that game. I don't know why.
Anyone should write them off because
even you.
I'm not writing them
anyone
off.
Should write them off.
The game of football is
when you say anyone
dicey.
should write them off.
But if you are being honest, we talk about it during the World Cup of the Under-20 as well when they were going to face Argentina. Sometimes you have to just look at the facts before you. They actually are going to be playing one of the biggest or maybe the biggest game in their history tomorrow. I don't know if they are approaching it like that. And no matter what, I see them as the one who's going to just dehotter against them. It's like, you come for me, you are the victim. I come for you.
Oh, you are still the victim.
So they are at home. I know we're very big on being at home here in this country.
That's one of the problems we have in
where they are is actually the best place for them to be. Because now it's the entire Abeokuta that will be supporting them. It's the entire city, the entire state that will be coming rally around them. So it's what
Abeokuta people do.
It's what Abeokuta
people support football like that.
I mean, for tomorrow, because tomorrow they'll be having a very, very big opponent, and we know Sundowns they are definitely coming into that game as well, being very careful. Because if I'm the manager of Remo Stars, I'll be telling them we've got nothing to lose. These guys are bigger than us.
Let's go all out.
Let's go all out and make a statement, make the game difficult for them. And sometimes football is like that. If the game starts and they're able to put 1 or 2 feet in the right places, they can get away with a draw. But the win is going to be a long shot for them.
I'll be very happy if Remo Stars could, even if it's a scrapping win.
Even if it's a scrapping win.
But if they win here, can they go and do it?
You play scrapping wins against a team that actually maybe is still trying to find themselves. These guys are not.
These guys are up there because they were in the finals last year. Pyramids were the ones that defeated us. So
I still can't get it off my head what they play against Borussia Dortmund.
A team that played in the World Club.
You play the Champions League team and you're not even scared.
The experience they've got,
exactly.
The experience they've garnered in that Club World Cup is massive.
The only thing that can be against them tomorrow is if the pitch is so bad and the guys are not able to.
Isn't that what we should be doing? We should be taking them to pitches that are bad so that they won't be able to play well.
Well, it's going both way, not like boys too. We find it easy to play on a bad pitch. The players want to play on a good pitch.
People are used to it. There are people that can play on quota.
People like Bobola like this.
Have
the level Bobola on the field. Take us to bad people. You know how to come back on it.
Okay, now. All right, the FIFA Under-17 World Cup. Let's go there right now. It has started already. The event started in Morocco a few hours ago. I can tell you that China Under-17, they are beating Norway like thieves presently. 3-0. Of course, it is right now in the 87th minute, while Italy also beating Costa Rica. The same margin, 3-0. Right there. Of course, Cameroon will be playing Netherlands later tonight. That will be at 8 p.m. Yes, for the game happening today. Same time, North Korea will be playing Mexico. And of course, in the last kickoff, United States will play Ecuador, and that will be the game at 20. That's 8 p.m. as well, Nigerian time. So we have 3 games coming down later tonight. 3 games going on right now. All of the games 3-0, 3-0, 3-0. Italy beating Costa Rica 3-0. China beating Norway 3-0, and of course Brazil were defeated earlier. Defeated host country earlier. Morocco 3-0. I never expected that result. Morocco that we have said they are doing well.
Yeah,
They were beaten 3-0 by Brazil a while ago.
I think it's the under 17. They'll be fine.
You say they
I
will
mean,
be fine.
how can Nigeria criticize Morocco right now?
Well, one thing is when it comes to
we didn't even make it, right?
They'll be fine. I
So we
believe.
can't even talk because we know.
Let's hear the
is
analysis.
it Nigeria on the 7, the Falcon, the
Morocco-
Flamingos?
No, we're talking about the Morocco. They lost their opening game.
No, this is Morocco. I'm talking about the male one. When you said, no, it's the statement he made. I said, male don't even make it where their males are.
Yes, now.
But this one is the under 17 female Flamingo.
Okay.
We'll be playing tomorrow. Our game is tomorrow. Yes, they're talking about the Flamingos. First, before we play tomorrow, Japan will be playing New Zealand. South Korea will play Ivory Coast. France and Samoa. While Nigeria, 8 p.m., that's a good time for us to watch our girls play Nigeria and Canada tomorrow in the Under-17 World Cup, Women Under-17.
Yeah, I think this man, Bankole Olowokere, is the man.
Okay. I know he's been nominated as one of the coaches in Africa.
Yeah, because of what he even did in 2022, where the team came third place in the Under-17 World Cup right there. And when you look at the way they finished over the years, it's been group stage. Later on, they got to the quarterfinals and getting to the semi-finals and eventually taking the third place is actually a good feat. So he should be working on building on the momentum. Now, when it comes to the female side, the other 17, we've also seen so many players develop from there. Even the likes of the great Asisat Oshoala, this other lady, Rashida Ajibade, also started from there. So one thing
now
is...
we have Moshood,
yes.
What's that name? Shakirat,
yes, Moshood, yes. So a couple of other players right there. So I think in Nigeria, they should also be looking at the next big thing. Because afterwards, we should be thinking about who should be coming up. Deborah Abiodun, yes, I think she also participated in one of it. So we've picked Deborah Abiodun, we've seen Asisat Oshoala, we've seen this
Mommy
other lady, Mommy Gio, yes, Rashida Ajibade, captain of the side. Now we should be looking for another new and young and fresh talent right there. But I think the girls will actually do well because of the fact that, it's still the same manager, and now his momentum will be high. After that release yesterday, I think it will be gunning for a better result because it can even change the trajectory.
So they know what I'm doing.
Yes, it can even change the trajectory of the result of whatever he's gunning for. That's the coach of the year, because if he eventually wins the World Cup, I don't think there's any other competition that is as big as that. So and the trainings that they've had, the competitions that they've had, like the friendlies, it has not been bad. One thing I'm confident about is they would always score goals. Samoa will not be a huge test.
They lost just once.
Exactly. So Samoa will not be a huge test for them. I think they should have that one easy. Canada is where the big test would be.
And they are playing Canada first.
So I think they have to build on that momentum. If they go on to Canada, play a draw, or in fact get a win, I think they will qualify to the next round, and eventually we should be aiming high. Yeah.
Something is really, I think that could be what's working for us in the Flamingos. Because each time a player does well in the Flamingos, they move.
Yeah.
We've just mentioned all of the guys that move. And it's really working. I think it worked for the Falconers to the Falcons. But it never happens in the Super Eagles, in the male. That a player does well in the under 17, graduates to the under 20, graduates to the Super Eagles. And you see, it's really not good for us. If you look at Spain, you look at Portugal today, you look at some other countries of the world. France, yes. The way they grow from the cadet to the youth and of course to the main team.
Those countries you are mentioning don't actually have what we have. We are a nation that believe in bringing back home, lost and but found
those
layers of heart.
Diasporans.
So we don't care for the ones that want to grow into the national team anymore.
Isn't that something that is telling against us?
We actually are not like Portugal. We are not like USA. We have more stars abroad. The ones at home, we don't have time to wait for them to grow. So we leave them at the mercy of whatever it is. They are smart. They should go abroad too. When they are shining, we send letter to them. They come and represent us. That is what we are as a nation. And we know the truth. We talk about Victor Osimhen coming through the rank, Chukwueze, and all of that. They are the last set for me.
Yeah, 2015.
2015.
Yes.
Exactly.
They are the last. We saw Akot The first time, Abi, when he went to the 20, under 20 or whatever.
Yeah, the qualifiers.
The manager called only goalkeeper. Only goalkeeper. You see, you don't need to see a whole kind of messy sign to bring a player to the next level. All you just have to see as a manager is there's a potential there. Talk about Bameyi. Bameyi, for me, I feel like that guy is even too old already. The way I look at him, I don't think the guy is under 20. He's looking like around 25 years old. You don't really respect him. So if that kind of player didn't make it to the national team in the next 2 years, he's old already.
That's it. He will go to Azerbaijan.
He will be in Azerbaijan or be somewhere in France in third tier of their league there. So we don't have trust and faith in homegrown players anymore. Yes, thank God for what Osimhen is doing in the national team. But aside Osimhen, who else do we have that we can say these are our homegrown players? Our captain is Ekong. Did Ekong grow through the rank? No. Our defender, Calvin Bassey.
Ekong grew in Netherlands.
And the list goes on. It will be, and the likes of others. Where else do we have players? Nwabali, that we can see how he's already misbehaving himself. I don't think we can trust that guy to go to the World Cup with us. He dropped a message yesterday on about to scatter this cap.
I think that guy has issues.
So to be honest, we don't have that nurturing spirit. We talked about it earlier. It's just unfortunate that we are losing it now in football.
Very, very unfortunate.
But then, I really just want to point out that even the players themselves, do they even help themselves? Because 2015, 2013, there was Iheanacho that moved to the rank. Yeah. We had Osimhen, Chukwueze.
Those are the last set.
Yes, Uwakali. Now, 2017.
Uwakali.
2017, there was a World Cup. 2021. Now, it depends on how you finish. No. You will not go to the final. You get to if you get to the final, eventually win it, or you get to the semi-finals. Definitely, your eyes will be on you. Okay. Now, the players or Nigeria now, these guys finished up where they didn't even get to the quarterfinals. So
they don't need to get to the quarterfinals before the manager will pick them.
Not
everybody will play like Osimhen now.
But then, if you do well, you understand, there's no way you will not be spotted when you get to a certain level. I don't think I watched some of their games, and I don't think any of them deserve to move to the next level. I will be very honest.
So what's your own kind of benchmark for them
I
to make it to the national team?
For me, I think some of them are not that good enough. Okay. I would honestly say that truth.
They are not that good enough.
Was Osimhen that good enough
when
he went to the World
Cup? It was the highest goal scorer.
He was under 17 playing with his peers. It wasn't the Messi sign that we saw with him. It wasn't a Mikel sign that we saw with him.
Top players.
It was just a manager. I was showing you this morning when Osimhen scored his first goal at the World Cup under 17. He went and listen. I want to just point an angle.
Okay.
He went straight away. His celebration was going straight to the manager and prostrating. Aminike. He prostrates. Baba Esheu for giving me the opportunity, taking the gamble. You see, and he went on from there to start scoring because he kept getting the opportunity. Now, you're going to wait. Defenders will not score that kind of goals. Midfielder will not score that kind of goals. All you need to... How many goals did Mikel scored at the Olympics that he played against Messi before we picked him? It was just about seeing signs, and it was because those times we had managers through the rank that actually
it was exceptional because they went on to win the silver ball. Taiwo went on to win the top ball.
Taiwo was exceptional too. It wasn't just Mikel Obi.
And that's what I'm saying. And
it wasn't just only Mikel Obi that was picked.
That's what I'm trying to say. That this
players Ajiboye, there was another guy that time. There was another guy. There were three. There was Mikel, there was Taiwo, and there was another guy in the midfielder. In fact, their captain. It was their captain that time.
Exceptional enough. Honestly speaking,
you don't have to be Messi-like of exceptional.
I'm not saying you should be Messi.
You are demanding for that height, and it can't be. It can't be.
That's the thing. When you see Mikel, I watch.
You always have this kind of signs.
Daniel, I saw Mikel's game. In fact, I didn't watch him live because I was really, really young. But I saw the clip afterwards. Mikel did not score more than 2 goals. I don't even think he scored any goal.
But there were signs there.
There were exceptional signs.
So you are telling me now that if a manager commits himself to watching this under 20 closely, there won't be any signs. How many of their games did you actually see? Watching under 17 for us then was a big deal. We always want to watch. I remember those particular games were early morning games. Yes, we went on to watch those games because it has a mix of senior players in it. I think Odewengi and all of that was with them that time. He had a mix of senior players with it. Now, compared to these guys that have to play with their mates entirely all of them as naive as their age. Now, you are not giving them any credit. Yet they qualify through the African continent, go to the global stage. The likes of Bameyi, Arieyi, all of those guys, you feel like they are rubbish. You don't even deserve to get a chance.
No, I'm not trying to say that they are not.
You said they are not impressive.
Yes,
and yet they made it all the way through to the second round of the World Cup. World Cup for that matter.
We are talking about the progression to the Super Eagles. Are these players worthy enough to take up the mantle?
Who is in Super Eagles aside Victor Osimhen and a couple of players that actually is outstanding?
The set of Victor Osimhen under 17, he proved himself.
What I'm saying right now
he did not score any goal.
What is in the Super Eagles?
He had how many chances? He didn't do it.
Bobola, that's exactly what I'm saying. The fact that the players or the team creates chances is something the manager should look into. There's potential in that team. No matter how very raw, how not so clinical they are. It is the work of the manager to say, you know what, you guys are not good enough, but there's something there I can fine-tune. No, what is it that that Chelsea saw in Esteban that made them to spend all those kind of money? It was a gamble at the end of the day. Ansu Fati in Barcelona some years ago, he was crowned to be the next Messi. What happened to him? Lamine Yamal next season was going to be the next Messi. Today now, it's not the same story. What I'm just saying is that it's down to the manager to say, you guys, you this players, you good, but not enough.
Now, I'll ask you questions.
You just sound like one of them now, because the other time we're talking about nurturing stars. You just sound in a way that discourages stars.
We are talking about progression level. Now,
not all progression will be straight up.
You have to understand my point of view. La Masia has 23 players, let's assume. Now, La Masia will not promote all the players. Definitely.
But every year they keep bringing players through the rank.
That is it. You have to be very exceptional.
And you just talk about Bobola.
Now let's go back to I saw all their games. I am speaking from my POV point of view. Bobola. I saw their game, and I don't think any of them is worthy.
It's not fair that you are comparing a national team situation with a club. Club is commercial. Club is solely about making money.
You brought the club.
No. As a comparing La Masia, a team or a community of football team that is known for always raising.
We will revisit this.
You sound like one of them. We need to go to the young boys going through the rank.
We need to go to our
sponsor. At 17 years old, were you playing like that?
Yeah, we need to go to our sponsor.
No, we know how you went.
Come back. Let's have a breather so that we can go to Bet Naija segment of the show. But the other side of it, of course, you know what we'll be doing, right? We'll definitely be taking you on the league across the world. Leave all these guys on the argument, okay? Let's have a breather. All right, right here. It is still Complete Sports, Melody 100.7 FM. The finest is here with the guys.
I love this station, Melody 100.7 FM. From Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan, Oyo State, Nigeria. The time is 4 p.m. I love this station, Melody 100.7 FM.
Melody 100.7 FM, Ibadan. Stay cool with Melody.
Okay, welcome to the Bet Naija segment of the show this beautiful evening. This is Melody 100.7 FM Complete Sport, and here is the Bet Naija segment of the show. As we always do every Saturday, what we do on the Bet Naija segment of the show is to bring you your opinion on board on what we are looking at today. Of course, what are we looking at? We'll definitely let you know very, very shortly. So let me welcome you officially to the Bet Naija segment of the show, sponsored by Nigeria's #1 betting company, Bet Naija. Reward for passion. On this segment, every day of this, every Saturday like this, we highlight some great aspects of the game, while also giving you an opportunity to win great prizes by simply just contributing meaningfully to the show. But before we move on, let's quickly take you on and let's listen to our sponsors. A message from Bet Naija, Nigeria's #1.
Now, what do we make correct leader for this game? Now, the person will be the first to play. or the person will be say, then they control the levels many times. For more than 10 years, Bet Naija don dey run things from front with different games like Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One Up, Bet Book, plus including odds wey no get mate on top more than 300,000 live matches dem. This game no be chere were matter o, you dey play to win big. That's na why Bet Naija na Nigeria number one. No be for persons wey never reach 18 o. Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's number one.
All right, thank you very much for being part of the show. This is the Bet Naija segment of the show right here on Bet Melody 100.7 FM. What are we looking at today on this segment of the show? It is about Eric Shell. Eric Shell has been able to qualify us. He has been able to qualify us for the playoffs of the FIFA 2026 World Cup in the Americas. And what we're looking at this evening is, do you think with what Eric Shell has done, Eric Shell should remain in charge as the coach of the Super Eagles, or we should look elsewhere for someone that can take us on a whole new level? Some people believe Eric Shell has not done much for us to have him as our coach, while others believe Eric Shell has tried. I mean, the few games he has played, after all, he hasn't lost a game yet. So what do you make this evening? Should Eric Shell continue as our Super Eagles coach, or we should look elsewhere? We'll be looking through this, and the match we're predicting, yes, for you to win great prizes this evening, is the match holding tomorrow between Liverpool and Manchester United. I remember when they were beating like crazy criminals at the other time. 7-0 that game ended. Do you still remember? I hope it will not be like that tomorrow when Liverpool will meet Manchester United again. So you predict, when you call in, you just tell me what you think about Eric Shell and your prediction for Liverpool against Manchester United tomorrow. But first, let's go back and take a message from our sponsor, Bet Naija, Nigeria's number one.
Kí ni a fi ń ṣe àgbà nínú eré? Ṣé ẹni tó kọ́kọ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ni? Àbí ẹni tó ṣe lọ́nà tọ̀ léraléra? Fún ọdún mẹ́wàá ó lé ní Bet Naija ti ń ṣaṣíwájú pẹ̀lú àwọn ògbóǹtarìgì bíi Bet Builder, Bet Freezer, One Up, Bet Boom àti àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ìdánilójú lórí ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà ọ̀ọ́dúnrún eré bọ́ọ̀lù. Ẹ̀ tayò fún ìgbádùn nìkan, ẹ̀ ń tayò láti jẹ̀gbádùn ńlá. Ìdí nìyí tí Bet Naija ṣe jẹ́ àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Kì í ṣe fún ẹnikẹ́ni tí ò tí ì pé ọmọ ọdún méjìdínlógún. Bet Naija àkọ́kọ́ ní Nàìjíríà.
Thank you so much for being there. Bet Naija, Nigeria's number one. This is the segment they push their money, they bankroll this segment of the show. And they also ask us to be giving you things on a weekly basis when you win the predictions that we throw up every time. Funny enough, nobody won the prediction for Nigeria against Benin Republic. One person came close, Daniel, who said it was going to be 4-1, but Nigeria actually won 4-0. Sorry, you were so close, but you didn't get it. So let's go today now on the focus. It is about Eric Shell. Do you think Eric Shell still stands a chance to be Nigeria's Super Eagles coach? Do we replace him, or do we still keep him there as our coach, as he has qualified us for the 2026 World Cup in the playoffs in Morocco before we now go to the Interconfederations qualifiers? 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. When you call, you make your suggestion concerning Eric Shell. Then you give me your prediction concerning Liverpool and Manchester United, the star match for this week in the English Premier League. 0702-520-1007 and 0705-507-1007. Or let's go now. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Your name and location?
My name is Anthony from Arulogun Road, Ojo. I called 2 weeks ago pertaining Liverpool match and Chelsea match, and I predicted rightly. I'm here to get my gift, sir.
2 weeks ago?
I said Chelsea 2, Liverpool 1. Sir, please check your records.
We've checked all of the records. We did not see any record like that. We have all of the records.
I predicted rightly, sir.
If you can prove it to us, because we check every record, we checked everything. But don't worry, we'll go over it. We'll go over it again. We have all of the prizes to give out. It's not a problem. We'll go over it again, okay? You say your name is Daniel. Check down his name. Anthony from Arulogun. Arulogun. We'll check it again. Okay. So what do you make? Eric Shell to stay or to go?
You should stay.
You should stay. Okay. Liverpool, Manchester United.
It will end 2-2.
2-2.
Liverpool 2, Man U 2.
Okay, Liverpool 2, Man U 2. Okay, you found him. Okay, Michael. Anthony. You know what you do? Send me, take this number down and send your account details to the number 080
Okay. 080
27
27
47
47
08
08
29.
29.
Send your account
All right,
details
sir.
there.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Sorry for the delay. We just saw, as you're saying now, we just checked it and we found your name. Okay.
All right, sir.
All right.
Yes,
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye-bye.
0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. How did we miss that? We should have given his money. Wow. Sorry, Anthony, for the delay. You get your money as soon as possible. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Do you think Arisha should stay or to go as Super Eagles coach? And what do you make tomorrow? Manchester United, Liverpool. Did he even give a prediction now, Liverpool man? He forgot. He was concerned about the one he won before. Okay. This is the Bet Niger segment of the show, and what we're looking at as the focus today is we're looking at Eric Shell. Having somehow succeeded in qualifying us for the playoffs, do you think he stands what it takes? I mean, has what it takes to take Nigeria to the next level? Should he continue as a coach, or you think we should change him as usual? All right. So 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Before I go to the next set of calls, remember, Bet Niger sponsor this segment, and of course what Bet Niger does is to give you the very best of the experiences when it comes to betting in Nigeria. They've started it before any other person, and they are still here, they are still there, and they will be there forever. That's why they are truly the Nigeria's #1 betting company, Bet Niger. Yes. From reward for passion now to Nigeria's #1. 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. Yeah, for more details about Bet Niger and what they do, you can hit them on the web, www.betniger.com. Yeah, betniger.com. And you can also read them on all socials, Bet Niger Official. Yes, at Bet Niger Official. At Bet Niger Official. Okay, let's take this call. Hello, good evening. Okay, I thought I saw. Okay, all right, keep it coming. 0702 520 1007. 0705 507 1007. All right, let's return. Let's quickly have a breather again. We definitely. Okay, let's see. Hello, good evening.
Hello, finally, this is Eze.
Eze, it's good to have you. Welcome.
Yes, I don't think he has to stay.
You think he has to go?
Job, he has to go because we need a new coach.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he has to go. He has done his work. Let him finish up his work.
Okay.
Then we have someone new to...
Okay, you should finish up this stage, then we let him go.
Yes. Or he can become an assistant, or take something if you don't want to remove him entirely. Work with the new boss. Yes, because both of them can work together.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
Work up, no be beans when you want to go this African mentality qualify away with the play. Don't go play advanced team.
Okay.
They will not see it to return now.
Oh.
Then Liverpool and Man U.
Yes.
I'm taking 2-2 as well.
Okay, 2-2.
Yes.
Is it from?
Is it from Ibadan?
Yeah, we know Ibadan now. We're in Ibadan.
You are not church.
Yeah?
You are not church.
Okay, is it from Yano Church? Yeah, is it from Yano Church? All right, 2-2. Okay, thank you, Izzy.
Yeah.
All right. 0702 520 1007. But let's quickly have a breather. Let's visit our sponsor for a message. We'll be back.
Now, wetin dey make correct leader for this game? Now, the person will be the first to play, or the person will be say, now they control the levels many times. For more than 10 years, Bet Naija don dey run things from front with different games like Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One Up, Bet Book, plus including odds wey no get mate on top more than 300,000 live matches dem. This game no be chere were matter o. You dey play to win big. That's na why Bet Naija na Nigeria #1. No be for persons wey never reach 18 o. Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's #1.
Most definitely Nigeria's #1, Bet Naija, right here. This is a segment of Bet Naija. Thank Bet Naija for putting their money on this segment of the show. Complete Sports of Melody 100.7 FM. As we begin to hit home stretch on the Bet Naija segment of the show, remember, every week, 4 to 4:15, this is what we do. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Welcome.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, your name and location.
I'm Joel from Liberty.
Joel from Liberty. Erisha to go or to stay?
No, he should stay.
Oh, he should stay. Okay. Yeah. Liverpool, Manchester United.
Liverpool 2, Man 1.
Okay, 2-1.
Yes, sir.
Okay, we definitely let you know if you are the winner. Thank you. All right?
Thank you, sir.
All the way from Liberty. Okay. All right, 0702. Can we take 2 more calls before we wrap up this conversation? 0702 520 1007 and 0705 507 1007. This segment of the show is sponsored by Bet Naija. Of course, truly Nigeria's number one. On the show this evening, don't forget Bet Naija. You can read them on socials at Bet Naija Officials, and of course on web www.betnaija.com. Of course, they are with us every Saturday 4 to 4:15 p.m. You can also pick another segment of the show, bring your own goods and service as well, and let's use our own to blow your own yaga. That's what I say every time. Okay, so for those who called, we're keeping tabs. If you are the winner, we'll let you know what you. This should be our last call for today. Hello,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, welcome.
I'm David from Ojo.
James.
David from Ojo.
David from Ojo. Are you the one that just sent me a message?
Yes.
That you're trying to get Bobola, that you won on Bobola's show?
Yes, this afternoon.
Okay, Bobola is listening to you. Bobola should be able to sort you out. Okay? All right, on this one, Elshia to go or to stay?
I think he should stay.
Okay, he should stay. All right. So, Manchester United, Liverpool tomorrow.
I think Manchester United will shock Liverpool. 2-1.
Man U will shock Liverpool. Hope you got that, Daniel.
I say win for Man U, yeah.
Man U will win.
Yeah, Man U will win.
That would be a surprising result. All right. Okay, David, keep it locked. Okay, I'll get your message to Bobola, okay?
Okay, thank you very
much. Bobola will get to you. All right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's wrap up this segment of the show like this. Thank you so much for being part of it. We won't be able to take more calls. Of course, next week is another time we'll do this again. All right. For all of the predictions, we'll see how it goes. All right. Keep it locked right here. The show continues at the other side. Of course, right here with the boys. We'll be talking fixtures all over. We thank Bet Naija for being part of this show. We appreciate all of their efforts to make this show better. Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's number one. My name is Pretty. I'll see you at the other side.
Now, what will make correct leader for this game? Now, the person will be the first to play, or the person will be say, then they control the levels many times. For more than 10 years, Bet Naija done the wrong things from front with different games like Bet Builder, Bet Freeze, One Up, Bet Book, plus including odds. We no get mates on top more than 300,000 live matches them. This game no be chere were matao. You dey play to win big. That's now why Bet Naija, the Nigeria number one. No be for persons who never reach 18. Bet Naija, truly Nigeria's number one.
From deep in now. After smashing ball, it's Martins. Joseph Yobo, Kubo. And it's just out to the phone. Double Odesi. Sensational. What a wonderful finish. That is the most embarrassing own goal. Oh, what a goal. But something out of nothing. He struck it sweetly. And does he ever score an ordinary goal? They're all copybook stuff.
All right, thank you very much for being part of the show. Welcoming you back to the other side now. And here is the segment that takes us to all of the league actions all around the world, from here, from there to everywhere. And let's begin with Ange Postecoglou having lost to Chelsea. I mean, I saw it coming. Because before the game ended, Daniel, I'm sure you saw that as well. When your team is the reason someone is losing his job. Now you guys are not nice. How can your team be making someone? That man is a family man now. He needs to feed his family. Now you guys have made him to lose his job. You see what Chelsea has done. I mean, one good thing about that game is Reece James making his 200th appearance for Chelsea, his 200th game for Chelsea, and he scored the winning goal for Chelsea. Reece James, what a captain, fantastic. I tell you. Why are you looking at him like that?
I don't know.
I don't want to be biased, so it's the right person to talk about.
I mean, about Reece James?
200 of years.
Well, I mean, one of the best players I've seen, honestly, fantastic.
Injury is just his problem.
He's just injury worried.
Are there any right back in the world better than him?
I'm thinking.
Is there anybody better than Reece James in the world right now? In that position?
I don't think so. But
he does want to stick to that position.
He does the midfield. It's
just a very
because there was a time Alexander Arnold was the one compared to him. But right now, even Alexander Arnold says he respects him.
We didn't know Reece James. That was what made us think Alexander Arnold is the best.
No, Alexander Arnold, maybe because of the attacking prowess. That's what people.
It's the only thing about him. But this guy is complete.
For Reece James, it's just
a complete player.
It's just too good, honestly. And if not because of the injuries, I feel like Reece James should be maybe
finishing in the Ballon d'Or,
top 5, top 6, because I mean it's just fantastic. When you need him the most, he would deliver. The captain, it fits him.
He does. He
has his aura. He has
exactly.
Players want to work for him. He's humble. He's at the same time
leadership quality around him.
When you're young and you're put in that kind of position, you tend to want to let it get over your head. But he's cool-headed. The senior guys in the team even like to work with him. And the way he's carried himself over the years, despite the injury, the mentality for me, the way he's come out, bounce back up.
Sometimes I wonder what works for these players. You're making your 100th appearance, 200th appearance, 250, and you're shining on that day.
Exactly.
Sometimes, I think you have to give it to the team today. Incredible performance. We all know Nottingham Forest were not in good place.
But first half, I didn't see Chelsea play anything in the first half.
The game was tough.
New players.
And the manager was very smart. I mean, maybe being in the stand is very good for the manager. He gets to feel like the fans.
To see what they are doing.
Because right now, one of the things that Luis Enrique is doing in French Ligue 1 is he's sitting at the stand. He said he wants to get a better view of the pitch. So he's been doing that for a while now. Though it's not been working for him. I think it's not something you want to do for most of the time, because as a manager, emotion is still one thing that can also cloud your judgment. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't work. So today, we saw the second half right away, he came with the three important players. And the moment Caicedo came into the game, the king in his position, stabilized the midfield. The ball was able to go to the front. 3 goals came out immediately out of nowhere. Even Mobola was there saying, "Come on, I'm starstruck."
I mean, the game started. It was up to 4 minutes. They scored
2 goals within that.
It's just crazy.
That time. And we saw when the manager sent a paper to the field.
And they were looking at the paper.
And because it was a big note, so the note was too much.
Exactly.
The guy was reading like, okay, what's this supposed to say?
What are they saying in this paper?
The paper fell. The guy took it again and said, gave it to Caicedo. And not long after that, the man that received the paper scored the goal.
Exactly.
So when you are a manager, when you know your job, you know your job.
Most definitely.
You know, like you go and hire.
So why did you allow a man that will feed his family to lose his job?
Now that angle, it happens to many Chelsea managers.
Yeah.
They play one game, you go back, you are fired. It happens. That's why we love Premier League. Premier League won't wait for you to. How many games into this?
But they waited for this man. He's played 8 games.
8 games.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. But he has not lost 8 games in a row. He's had 2 draws.
Yeah,
those
3
draws. So it's not like. And the game for me today, the first half, they were good signs.
Exactly.
If it was not against Chelsea that has materials,
no, they played well in the first
half. I think they were close to results. If they had scored a goal in that first half, the game would not have ended that way. Or even after Chelsea scored 1 goal, if they have still scored a goal, even after 2 goals, they were still very much alive, still very much pushing. But the moment the third goal came in, it was just over. So they just need it. Right now, any manager that wants to go to that place will know that it's not the manager's fault. Because even Nuno was not having a good time towards the end. He was getting rusty before he came on board, and it was worse. So anyone that wants to take it from now will be climbing a big mountain. Because this team mentally now, they're not in the right place.
They are down.
They can't pick up now and say they want to challenge like they did last season.
They are down.
They are totally. I think they are at the bottom of the table.
They are down.
So far in the Premier League. So it's not a good place.
As soon as I saw that
no, they are not bottom. Wolves. They are bottom.
As soon as I saw the manager leave, not the manager, the owner of the club. Immediately left.
Camera kept showing him.
He kept showing. The commentator said, I think that's a sign that I've had enough.
Exactly.
I'm sure he must have gone to his office and said, what are the options? Who are the replacements we can get here? And
honestly, when you look at it, it's actually a very terrible result.
The man just got his house yesterday, according to him at the press conference at Nottingham Forest, somewhere around the place. So if you're calling the agent, can I get the refund?
Please? My guy, please send me that. Can you get that house?
But let's look at it from this angle too. I think that the owner of Nottingham Forest, he wants to always be in the news too. He's trying to build a type of Abramovich legacy. That's what I've been saying. Like, he wants to be around. Look at when Gibbs White wanted to extend his contract.
Yeah,
he was there at the back.
Was the one who went in and influenced the whole
Yeah,
place.
he was even standing close to the player. I feel like he wants to start. I mean,
getting involved, so close to their field.
And sometimes you have to keep it on the low because you keep scaring managers.
And the decision has been poor so far.
Exactly. Because why would you take away Nuno Espirito Santo, who did...
or even make any player feel like he's the backbone of the club.
Exactly.
It's not the right message to send to other players.
Most definitely.
It can ruin the team and everything.
And the way the matches are going down, right, premierships can really make you go crazy. Before this set of games at 3 p.m. started, Chelsea were in top 4. Now Chelsea have been pushed back to 6th position with all of these games going on. Right?
That's
right.
Premier League.
That's Premier League for you. All right, for all the games going down right now as we speak, there are beautiful, games going on right now. We're for the games between Sunderland and Wolves. It is 1-0 in favor of Sunderland, the new boys. They are trying to prove a point in the Premier League this season. Burnley beating Leeds United 1-0 as well in the 61st minute. Crystal Palace being beaten by Bournemouth, and that's why Bournemouth are now at the top. If Bournemouth finishes this game this way, they are appearing at number 1. They are now at the top. Where is Liverpool, you ask me? Liverpool are going down ahead of the game tomorrow. Newcastle beating Brighton at home 1-0. Man City already scored 2 goals against Everton. Right now, I'll tell you, that game is one game you want to see because a certain boy that used to be with them is now with Everton. Okay, so that's the game going on right now. Later, we have the game, Fulham, and of course, Arsenal. Let's talk about that game. Fulham, Arsenal. It's a London derby. You know how derbies could be.
It's going to be an headache for Arsenal because Fulham and Arsenal they always deliver. It's always going to be a game of few goals. But eventually, you look at where Arsenal are right now. They've got everything. Saka is back. The defenders are crazy.
No team is complete like Arsenal.
Their corner kick advantage is there. Eze is there. So I think Fulham is the one with the assignment now. They are the ones looking at how they can contain those firepowers.
But Fulham, they are always crazy against big team.
Yeah. Yes,
when they meet big team like this, they have a kind of power.
I feel like Arsenal is a team that over the years now they've actually sent a very clear message that they are going in for the title. And teams like Fulham, actually, I don't see. I think their headache has been Aston Villa's over the years.
Yeah, they haven't lost this.
Yeah, so Aston Villa always keep them the headache. But Fulham, I think it's going to be a very interesting game. But at the end, it might not be too much goals, maybe 2-1 or 1-0. But Arsenal will still win. Corner kick is there.
You're hammering on this corner kick.
Because it's been helping them, honestly. Because Daniel actually has a point. It's always a very tough game. Fulham, Arsenal. Sometimes when Fulham is at home, you see them winning. Arsenal, when they are at home, they win. Most times they even play draws right there. But Arsenal, they are on a very good form. 4 wins, and it's been back-to-back. Although Champions League inclusive.
Yeah.
But then for Fulham, their last 2 games, they didn't win it against Bournemouth and Aston Villa, just like Daniel mentioned. So they started on a very good note, but later on they started to dip in form. So I think Arsenal would eventually get the win because right now they are saying that some big teams are even coming down. Chelsea, they are just getting themselves. Liverpool, they are not in shape. So this is the best time to take advantage of it because right now you are not facing the so big clubs. Like let me put them as you are facing the mid clubs. You are not facing top clubs right there. So this is the best time to actually take advantage. If you want to win the league, you have to start doing the job against some of these mid-class clubs. Exactly. So I think Arsenal should be able to get the win. When it comes to squad depth, they have everything. No player, they have replacements, even if one of them is injured. So I think Arsenal should have that win. Yeah.
Most definitely. All right, as the table appears now, although still tentative due to the game going on, Bournemouth appear on the top right now with 17 points. Man City, they move now to second because they have scored a second goal. Arsenal, they push Arsenal to third. If it ends this way, if all of these games end this way, then Liverpool are now fourth, followed by Tottenham, Chelsea at 6th. Sunderland, Crystal Palace, Brighton, and Everton make up the top 10. In the relegation zone, Burnley, Nottingham Forest, West Ham, and Wolves are the ones doing the relegation battle right there. Those are the actions in the EPL. From the EPL, we'll move you straight now to the La Liga. Yes, La Liga. Yesterday, Real Oviedo is like these guys will go back to where they came from. Espanyol beat them like criminals. And today, Sevilla are being beaten at home by Mallorca. That game is a surprising game for me. How can Sevilla be losing to Mallorca at home? 3-1. That's the game that is going on right now. But after this game, Barcelona will be playing Girona. Girona. And that's the game going on. They'll be coming at Reno, the game has started already. Sorry, that game is slated for 3:15. Yes, so the game has started. So all of these games that have started in the La Liga as well. You have Villarreal will play Real Betis later, but right now Girona are giving Barcelona a problem. 1-1 the game is up. I thought they said Lamine Yamal was back.
Yeah, he's back, but
so why are they now struggling against Girona?
Well, I think for Barca, their side recently has not been so compact. They've been struggling with back and forth. That's why I used to say that sign players in that team, if they are not there, like Rafinha, Lewandowski, Lamine Yamal support, it wasn't having a consistent form, it would always affect the team. And one thing Hans Flick actually had made mistake with doing is, I think he didn't really have like a squad depth. Last season, it was all rosy for them. They didn't really have injury worries. But this season, they started with...
So they didn't bother to say they want to do
it. The few players that had injuries were Benya, Casado. Those players, at least, they knew that they had De Jong, they had Pedri, they had certain players who could replace them right there. So right now, Rafinha is not fit. Lewandowski is not in form. At some point, we didn't see the best of... this man Lamine Yamal because of the injury. Dani Olmo is not available. Some of the Gavi injured. So a couple of players like that. So I think that's what's really affecting them. But right now, Lamine Yamal gave an assist to Pedri. Now, what will happen if Pedri is injured?
Exactly.
Because now they'll be using it back to back. Now, who would replace Pedri? Who would take up the match? So I think Barcelona, going forward, they need to start protecting some of these players.
But you're saying they didn't really do the right thing last season. You've forgotten that this club is broke.
Yes, they are broke, but then they had players on the bench, and the man has decided to actually use young players. So if you are actually depending on young players, at least some other young players too should be given the chance. Okay. Not that Pedri every time should be the one doing it. Now Pedri can come in the 80th minute. You have to manage some of these players. Fine, they are not getting the injury, but try as much as possible to manage them. They are, even if Barca are so broke, they still had players on the bench who could actually play those positions. So that's what I would try to say. If Pedri plays 60 minutes, it's not bad. Let him go and rest for the next game. Gavi, last season, he came back from injury. All of a sudden, they decided to slot him in games. They didn't manage the situation. Now he's going for a long-term injury. So what will happen if Pedri goes on a long-term injury? At least De Jong is still matured. But Pedri, what happens if Pedri goes? Lamine Yamal, we cannot say that Lamine Yamal can play 2 months game because he has been going back and forth for him. So what will happen afterwards? Because
isn't this boy too young to be having injuries?
Is he too young?
He's a young boy. At his age, you shouldn't be having all of these. These kind of injuries are supposed to be for old men. It's too young. A boy of 18-year-old, you say, is he too young?
I know, like, having that kind of...
that is dating his mother.
I think Daniel is the best in position to answer that because he knows...
No, he's your guy.
He knows
Daniel will bash him.
That's what I'm trying to say. But
allow me to... I'm not bashing him.
Injuries actually affect any player.
No, you're not that young.
We said it last season.
Messi and Ronaldo didn't have injuries at that young.
Bam was in this seat last season. Abi.
Yeah.
Where he was saying, have you seen Lamine Yamal play? That boy is the next thing after Messi. And it was... I was telling him, Oga, calm down. We've seen Ansu Fati before. No, this is not Ansu Fati. This one is pro. Ansu Fati, at his age, he was not the same. Ansu Fati is in Monaco now. The highest goal scorer this season. You see, one thing that they must know about Barcelona, they always produce talents. It's not just before that guy. We saw the Afele of those days. We saw the Conhao. A lot of great players. Pedri, Gavi, they are all in that team. But one thing always killed them. Overload and overhype. Overload. No. What caused the injury is overload. That's what I'm saying.
Overload them with things that are
what caused the overload is the overhype. There's a particular player now in Real Madrid. His name is Endrick. Do you know why Madrid is not relying on him? Because they are Real Madrid. They won't rely on the 17-year-old boy to come and lead their line.
No, but then, Endrick is not somebody that came out from the academy now.
Endrick came out from exactly Brazil. What I'm saying. It's not even, it's a football heritage when we talk about Endrick. In fact, Endrick Lamine Yamal, if you watch them when Madrid went for that boy, it was the next big deal.
When it was, one thing, Barca and Real Madrid, they are two different teams when it comes to recruiting players. Barca will not go on to go and take a player from Brazil. They would rarely do that.
But they picked a certain Victor Rico that did not spend the season there. He failed. The same from the same.
No, Victor complained to the coach that he's not. Did you see this thing?
Because
he complained to the coach that he cannot actually cope in this system.
Exactly the problem.
You understand? So the coach allowed him to go.
He cried because of the pressure, the workload, and the overhype. When this guy came, it was the same thing. Oh, Victor Rico, it's going to be this, going to be that. It was going to be. I think they gave him number 9 shirt straight away. Now, one thing we all talk about all the time about Barcelona is you've had Messi. Drink water on that one. Man United have had Ronaldo. They will not expect another new Ronaldo. I think in the early days when Ronaldo just left, they signed a particular player, Baby. They said it's the new Ronaldo from Portugal. There was no video, no any previous matches that we can say about, but they said it was the new Ronaldo. After that, they signed a certain Gabriel Obaton that did not have hair in his head like that. You remember that boy?
Yeah.
Where is he today? Then Federico Maqueda came. Anytime a player comes out to life, let them breathe. Let me use the tone of Mr. President. Allow them to breathe. Don't suffocate them. They suffocate Lamine Yamal now. He's a 17-year-old boy. No way he's getting that injury. Is because of overload. Some of the game he played last season. Look at what Chelsea manager is doing with Esteval. He wasn't in the game until the game was nearly over.
Yeah.
And this is a Chelsea. And this is a Chelsea that is without Cole Palmer. Why? You need to protect young players. Why did Ronaldo and Messi last that long? Because they were protected. They were protected. In the United team then, Ronaldo had to fight until he was old enough. The same thing with Lionel Messi. The fact that players need to be protected, but fans will not allow. People like Bam Bam. Once you see a guy do 1-2 leg over, do one whining to the back of the net. Oh, last season. And the guy too start going to the press. Next season we do it. We are going to bring back the trophy home. Now the only thing that we will bring back home now is trophy and crutches. I
think when you look at the injuries, it's not like he has gone for 3 months or 4 months or.
But he has gone for 2 months.
It's been weeks.
He's gone for 2 months.
Weeks and maybe 1 month. I don't think he
has gone for 2 months.
It wasn't up to 2 months. I would argue because this season at least he has scored 2 goals.
He's gone for 6 weeks.
6 weeks. That's 1 month and 2 weeks. You understand? Okay. Exactly. So
not 2 months.
And this season with 1 month, 2 weeks, he has 2 goals, 4 assists.
Incredible.
In the Spanish La Liga,
which
is not bad.
I mean, compared to the numbers of Mbappe and those that are gone in for
even last season,
he was supposed to be gone in for the Ballon d'Or now.
Even last season, when we talk about his numbers, he had more assists than his goals. You understand? So
the same guy,
he's always had more assists
than his goals. So it's not like it's not all about his stats. It's not all about his stats.
It's just a shame that people like you are the one that did not let players get equal, fighting chance. For individual awards.
How did
last season when I was talking about one certain Michael Olise in Bayern Munich that has more number than Lamine Yamal, it was not relevant because one certain boy that does a leg over cross is playing for Barcelona.
That's the thing that
no, it's not the thing.
Football itself is not fair. They didn't make it. They didn't make it equal. They will tell
football
you
that football is equal if you consider the numbers.
In terms of I mentioned it that when we argued it, remember on this show that even fans had to go on to the comment section when we're talking about Victor Gyökeres having ×2 and some players in Europe having ×1.
I'm sure you're not about to berate the Bundesliga.
No, in terms of the hierarchy, Spanish La Liga, they are better than the Bundesliga. Yes, that's the truth. That's in terms of hierarchy. Premier League is up there, Bundesliga not there. Honestly, you have to go and check it. Premier League, Spanish La Liga, Italian Serie A,
I'm sure if we go to check.
So if how many times do we watch Michael Olise? He comes to the Champions League
and he delivers in the Champions League.
You understand? That's where
even as
Spanish La Liga, the English Premier League is very much open to us. You understand? So
it's not open to us. We the same thing. The same view.
Bundesliga.
We just follow.
Even right there in Nigeria. Even right there. Let's not lie to ourselves. How many of the games of Bundesliga do we see? You understand? We always see more of Spanish La Liga and the English Premier League and maybe even Italian Serie A. That's the way it works. So it's not about Michael Olise. And funny thing is, I said it that these people look at 2 things: start and eye test. You understand? When you talk about the dazzling last season of Lamine Yamal, you always
dazzling against what? How many games he played against Barcelona? Against Real Madrid. These are the highlights I know. Against Benfica and a couple of other games like that.
If you are saying that,
if you say dazzling, it is what you watch.
if you say his best game is against Real Madrid,
and
also not worth it.
Exactly, because he's had a few games against Real Madrid. What happens to the guy that delivers against Borussia Dortmund, delivered in the Champions League and all of the other games? Is he not even for the national team?
A team
went to the Club World Cup, came up with the highest number of assists. Yet you are not seeing it because of one certain guy that you give an iconic number, 17 years old, who went to do a birthday party and called people of one kind of race to the party. Dating is a woman that is old enough to be his mother.
Okay. All right.
Let's talk to Bam Bam.
He wants to date.
What you should be doing to this young boy is to allow him grow.
Let him breathe, right?
There's a certain boy now in London.
Let him breathe.
There's a certain boy in London. Very small boy. We won't announce his name. But they know him.
We know the boy. Okay.
In 2 years to come, we'll see.
The boy is wearing number 41. We don't give him any iconic number. No need to do that. And yet, go and look at both of them. After 100 games, he's got more goals than him.
After which 100 games?
Yeah, I mean, after 100 games, what's his name? This boy I'm not going to mention. He's got more goals than many players that have 100 games
don't you know
in
the
his
boy
age.
Talking about?
No, I don't need to say
I know the person that he's talking about. Now, I know the person you're talking about, honestly. But then,
if I ask you now, you're probably going to put Desiree Doe above this boy I'm talking about.
Yeah, definitely now.
Well, go look at the numbers and you'll be shocked.
When did he just pop up?
Go look at the numbers and you'll be shocked.
When did he just pop up?
Just go look at the numbers and you'll be shocked.
He just made a move from Chelsea, from
Brazil.
To Chelsea. That's the thing.
And be careful when you say that, because the same guy didn't just make that move. He played a competition where he played against the teams in Europe and did incredibly well.
Wait, Desiree Doe last season in the Champions League, it was up there. Where was Estavio last season?
Estavio was there.
Brazil.
He was there last weekend, butchering the biggest team in England.
Okay. All right, no problem. There will be time for all of this. I know one thing about time is time gives all of us the opportunity to know what's going to happen. Okay, talk about the beauty of the EPL. I told you earlier that Bournemouth were beating Crystal Palace 2-0 at home. Right now it is 2-2. Crystal Palace have returned the two goals. I'm telling you. So right about that's what is going on right now. Of course, so in the Spanish Primera Liga, it is still 1-1 to Barcelona and Girona. Villarreal and Real Betis will be playing later at 5:30, and Atletico Madrid will host Osasuna, and that will be at 8 p.m. In the Bundesliga, all of the games have ended this afternoon. FC Cologne and Augsburg played 1-1. FC Heidenheim and Werder Bremen also played 2-2. Mainz 05 were beaten by Bayer Leverkusen 4-3. RB Leipzig defeated Hamburger SV 2-1, while Wolfsburg were beaten at home like criminals by VfB Stuttgart 3-0. Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund will be playing 5:30. Let's talk about that game. Before now, they used to be the number 1, number 2 in the Borussia in the league. Talking about in the German Bundesliga.
Yeah.
Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. So can we still see them as 1 and 2 because things are changing gradually in the.
I think for Borussia Dortmund, when it comes to the German Bundesliga, they've lost their touch in there. They actually would go out maybe to the Champions League and even put up a better performance compared to the way
Are they giving up in the league?
Well, I think looking at this reign of Bayern Munich, they are so dominant. They don't even do it only in the Bundesliga. They go outside. Now this time they are all about scoring goals. When we talk about Bayern Munich right now, we talk about how many goals will they score. Yeah. It's not even about winning.
What will they win?
What will they win? Exactly. So
how many goals did Harry Kane score
today? Exactly. Maybe it's an hat-trick. So in terms of dominance, in the past 3 seasons, it's been Bayern Munich. But one thing about Borussia Dortmund is when there's this El Clasico, let me put it like that, or when there's this this battle, the Borussia Dortmund against Bayern Munich is always a really, really tough one right there. But now, let's merge or compare players, that's Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund. Who has better players? Honestly, you have to give it to Bayern Munich. Borussia Dortmund is just a set of young guys that probably at some point, maybe when they do really well, Bayern Munich will still go on there to get the better of them. Maybe subsequently, if Karim Adeyemi is consistent for 2 seasons and he performs well and scores goals, now they are looking for a replacement of some of their top players. Coman is gone, so they might even take.
They are using other team to fortify their
exactly.
Own. So why do they allow that to happen? I remember Atalanta saying they will never sell Ademola Lookman to Inter Milan.
Exactly.
They don't want to fortify their opponents.
In German Bundesliga,
it's like they sign a pact that will all help you to grow better.
I think for Borussia Dortmund, they are just more focused on making money. That's all. Because I remember Jurgen Klopp time, they were broke. Even players that they go on loan, they couldn't even sign them. So now they just want to be on that phase of let's just be there. We can actually get young players to topple or get better or get to that higher level, maybe second or third. They don't want to grow and get to number one position. That's what I think right there. But looking at the test, I think it's no longer that test that we used to have. The times that Aubameyang will go head-to-head against Lewandowski. There's no more that test again. Fine, Guirassy is good, but compared to Harry Kane, it's far off. But I think with this recent start, with this recent outing between both teams, I think it should be an easy one for Bayern Munich. It's a matter of number. Is it 2-0, 3-0, or 4-0?
Wow.
That's it. We know that definitely there's going to be a lot of goals there. But at the end of the day, the Farmers League will always be Farmers League. You look at the form they are in right now. They've got a striker that will not stop scoring goals. And there's no one in Bayern Munich now that won't be able to score goals. So it's just going to be a game of goals. I know both teams will score. You look at the scoring form of Borussia Dortmund as well. They are up there, but defensive-wise, they are not so good. But eventually, so they can only go to one way and one side. And you consider the fact that Bayern Munich they are at home, so they are in the best place to be winning it today. So let's just hope that it's going to deliver an epic game.
Epic game, right? Let's see how it will be delivered. Of course, can a game between Borussia in recent times and Bayern Munich give us an epic performance? Only time will tell. Let's see how that game will pans out at the end of the day. Of course, for the Italian Serie A, we have a game going on right now. No, two games have been concluded, and one game is about to start. Lecce and Sassuolo played a goalless draw, and Pisa and Hellas Verona also played a goalless draw earlier. And the game waiting to start in a bit is Torino and Napoli, AS Roma, Inter Milan. These two games, AS Roma, Inter, and Torino, Napoli.
I don't know. That's so hard to call. I won't be shocked if it's a goalless draw. To be honest,
which one? Inter, yes.
Inter, AS Roma. I feel like AS Roma is suddenly back now. They're in a very better place, a better shape. And Inter Milan also, they are, but they are not consistent. And La Liga is Serie A is very boring. Very boring.
Very. I don't even know, do people enjoy watching that league?
I mean,
honestly,
maybe if you have players there. Maybe if I have a family member.
For me, I don't really.
I don't know whether I can just sit down.
If my brother is going to be playing there, I can't be watching it. But in general, I don't find that league interesting.
Yeah.
Because they can decide to sit back and play a draw. It's going to be boring for you. And they can score 2 goals and still end up playing 3-3 or anything.
Exactly.
Like that. It's drama there. And you can't even look at the game and say this is the exciting part of the game. It's just not. It's not. For white paper boys, I don't know how they go to Serie A.
That's I wanted to. I mean, you read my mind. I wanted to ask these white paper boys. Do they go to Serie A to pick games?
I've rarely heard people say, AC Milan caught my game, because you know before the game that Verona can beat anybody.
Anything, exactly. Udinese or Lazio can beat
anybody. Like Sassuolo now
can beat Juventus, and they will do it convincingly. It might be 3-1, it might be 3-2. You'll be wondering, how did this happen?
What cannot happen?
So the Italian
earlier we were talking about Bournemouth beating Crystal Palace.
Right. Yes.
Now Crystal Palace is almost beating them.
Yes. That's one thing about the Premier League, and that's what put Premier League above all of them. So Premier League, to a certain extent, you can predict a game that will end in a draw, or a game that will just be goals, or a game that can be.
Honestly, let's even talk about the way they even sign players. Do they even invest so much in their squad?
Exactly. They always look for leftovers.
Get Modric, De Bruyne,
who have finished.
Yes. So maybe just a few young players that are just trying to get their name on the books of football. So when you don't invest in it, or when you don't buy players, it's not going to be exciting. The reason why we like the Premier League is because we are seeing Haaland, Salah, a couple of these fine players. But you ask maybe in AS Roma, who is their striker? I mean, you
could hardly mention one person there.
So that's the way it is. Maybe Dybala then, but Dybala is not somebody that we've seen over time. Maybe in Juventus.
Getting tired of him.
Getting tired. Yeah, that's it.
In the Serie A, in the Ligue 1, Nice and Lyon playing right now. It is 2-1 in favor of the host. The game is about to end. Angers and AS Monaco will be playing later. So as Marseille and Le Havre. These are the games that are played will be played today. And for tomorrow, we have some actions will be going down as well. In the Ligue 1 tomorrow, we have Nantes taking on Lille, Toulouse will take on Metz, Reims will take on Auxerre, and Lorient will be taking on Brest. And of course, Lens will take on Paris FC. Before we leave that league, yes, we were talking about something yesterday concerning Strasbourg and PSG. That game ended 3-3. Strasbourg and PSG. You said we should watch out for Strasbourg.
I think I said it about a couple of weeks ago.
That we should watch out for Strasbourg. Even yesterday, you said it
yesterday, but I think I was just calling attention back to it yesterday, telling him that I told you. But they thought I was being biased.
At the Parc des Princes.
You look at what Strasbourg has now. It's like a second team of Chelsea. Any player that is not.
If you can't do well in England, they take it.
Cisco was able to play the debut for them yesterday. He was one of the best top performers in the game yesterday. What Paris Saint-Germain has been enjoying in the Ligue 1 is other teams don't get financial powers to invest in quality talents. They're always going to pick leftovers here and there, and reduce to taking whatever is the stars within the country.
Yeah.
Everybody's dream is to play for PSG in the country. So now we get a Strasbourg that has a very strong financial power backing them now. And they are not spending money. All they are doing is getting players sent to them. Ben Chilwell, these other guys. And you see the way they played the game yesterday.
It was PSG that ordinarily do well in England. Though.
Yes.
But just because they are not strong enough.
Make it yet into the team. And you look at the way it was PSG that got luck yesterday. They were the lucky ones.
Them at home.
It was 3-1. It was 3-1 down before they had to fight back into the game. So it's what it is now in the league. And let's hope that financial, power going there now from the Blue Co. We begin to see some, competition, real competition in the Ligue 1, and maybe by extension we'll start seeing people going to the German Bundesliga. Because if a team like Borussia Dortmund can get a very good backing financially, their players will not see any reason to go to any place. Because they've got a very good football identity in Borussia Dortmund. Their fans incredible. But yet, at the end of the day, they are in the shadow of Bayern Munich. Because Bayern Munich can go to anywhere in the world and pick players to come and play for them. Mane has been there. Sane has been there. Now we have Luis Diaz there. Harry Kane is there, scoring over 100 goals already. So we want to compete with that kind of team. So it's just very good now that Strasbourg. I said it the other time.
But don't forget that they have injury worries. PSG.
Who is that?
PSG. They have injury worries.
But injury worries actually.
Key players.
With what? If you look at Strasbourg, it's not a team like Strasbourg that should be giving them that kind of tough time, even with injury worries. The team that just got promoted to the league about 2 years ago.
That's true.
They should not be the one. Points now, PSG have 17 points and number one, followed by Strasbourg, closely followed by Strasbourg, 16 points.
I think they've lost this season already.
Wow. Strasbourg, 16 points. Wow.
And last season, they almost went the whole season without the team.
They've lost one. Strasbourg lost two. Marseille also lost two. Marseille are 15 points. And Lyon are 4th position now. Monaco, 5th. So they need to watch their back.
You look at Marseille now. They want to invest this season. What do they get? They get Aubameyang. The guy that has gone around the world and is so tired. He's still scoring goals there. But it won't be enough to compete.
Yeah.
That's what Strasbourg will get. In January now, Chelsea might look and say, you know what? You're Pedro. We are not feeling you.
Go there.
That's one thing about the Blue. And he will go there and destroy them.
Okay. In Italy, AC Milan will be playing Fiorentina tomorrow. Atalanta will play Lazio. Genoa and Parma, and of course Cagliari will host Bologna. While Como will be playing Juventus. Como last season against Juventus, they didn't lose. I think one of the games, whether it's first or second leg, it was a draw, and they showed us what they were planning to do. This season, Como, they are still not doing badly.
Yeah.
They're not doing badly. With little resources that they have around them, they are still doing, not too badly. So let's see what they will do against Juventus tomorrow. Can they stun Juventus tomorrow?
I think, just like we mentioned, in the Italian Serie A, you can see anything. You can go on to see that Como will even eventually defeat Juventus 1-0 at the end of the day, because it's looking like a deja vu for me. That's what I'm seeing. Maybe Como eventually defeated Juventus. But I saw the game Juventus against AC Milan last week, and for me, they didn't play well.
Yeah.
AC Milan played good football against them, and I was expecting so much. In fact, I even said that it was going to be easy for Juventus to defeat AC Milan, but I was really, really surprised how they were being knocked out. So, Como, the praise was high then because of the manager, Cesc Fabregas, but he's no longer in the club anymore. So, I think things have really changed.
Yeah, things are changing for them.
So I think Juventus, they still have a balanced squad. When you look at their squad, I think it's still very much normal. Comparing Como and AC Milan would be something I wouldn't do, because I think AC Milan right now, they are a better team than Como. So maybe eventually a draw or Juventus win.
Okay, of course, for the standing, Napoli still top with 15 points, and Roma follow with 15 points as well. Milan, the AC Milan, 13 points. Inter Milan, 12 points. Juventus, they make out the top 5 right there in the league. Now, for the games tomorrow, yes, in the German Bundesliga, there are just 2 of them, yes, between Freiburg and Eintracht Frankfurt, and of course St. Pauli and Hoffenheim. Now let's go to the main thing tomorrow. Before we go to it, let's quickly tell you that tomorrow in the Serie A, Getafe will play. They will be the Elche. Yes, Elche will play Athletic Club. Yes, talking of Bilbao, and Celta Vigo will host Real Sociedad. Levante, Rayo Vallecano. But the main game tomorrow, it is Liverpool Man U. We asked our people earlier on the Bet Naija segment. I remember it was not long. Why are you shaking? Liverpool, Manchester United. I remember this fixture some months back. He ended 7-0.
You don't have to go that way. You don't have to introduce.
No, we need to remember
finance. You're not supposed to introduce them with their failure.
Is it their failure?
He said, how can you say 7? It wasn't last season now. Was it last season?
I did not say last season. I said some months back. It's still in our memories now.
It's not in our memory, Bam Bam. I'm a very good brother here.
Okay.
And I'm going to analyze this game. And I'll be very fair.
Okay.
You look at Liverpool right now, to be honest, they are the one that is not in a good place. Of course, they are the defending champion of the Premier League. I believe Man United are in a better place than Liverpool now. Yes. Talk about results in the last few games. Going into this game at Anfield, I know Man United can be a little bit scared because it's not a good ground for them. That place, somehow, Salah always turn on his beast mode, always scoring goals.
Yeah.
But I am also a very big believer of derby. That is Man U Liverpool derby.
Okay.
The era where they were scoring goals, 7-5, all of those things, was a era of one particular manager. That is ego. We not allow him to understand that he doesn't have the back line. Those were the days when Harry Maguire was not sensible at all to hold the back line. Those were the days where those 7 goals, 5 goals was happening. It's been long since I actually see that kind of results between Liverpool and Man. Last season, I don't know their result.
Yeah, 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah.
And that manager I'm talking about is Eric Ten Hag. It was during his time that those reign of goals was happening. The new Man United now, I've seen their result against Manchester City a couple of times, and I can say that they are a team that can turn on their beast mode in big games like this. And if there's anything that will affect Liverpool tomorrow, is the fact that they are not in good place. They've lost their last 2 games
before
of the
international break. They've lost 3 in a row.
Yeah. So Man United now are in better place. In fact, for those that will be going and rooting for Liverpool tomorrow, I will advise you to root responsibly. Because Man United, they have a team that is, most of their players didn't go to international break. Most of their players didn't go into international break. I didn't think Conha was international break. Mbeumo was there. I didn't think Sesko was in international break. And if they were, I didn't actually match much of their actions. Though they had enough time together. But most of Liverpool players were international break. Isak, Saka, Salah, and all of the rest. So going into this game tomorrow, I'm going to predict, honestly speaking, I'm seeing goals. And I'm seeing maybe a 2-2 or a 3-2. But I can't actually see a winner. Okay. Because this Liverpool currently now is the new Liverpool of the man that we call Ancelotti. His own work is beginning to take effect on the boys, and it's taking the wrong effect on them. So in my opinion, the game tomorrow, I don't see a winner.
Okay, before we wrap up.
I think Manchester United, when they play against Liverpool away from home, now when they are not at Old Trafford, I feel like they are not always very confident when they are at Old Trafford. But when they go away from home, maybe to Anfield, let's say for example, they always get at least goals. last season they played 2-2. You understand? That was at Anfield. Old Trafford they played 3-0. Club friendly, they played a club friendly. I wouldn't want to add all of that. But before that 2023, where they played 7-0, it was back and forth, 2-2, 1-1. You always see intense competition between those two teams. And then who is better right now? Honestly, I would still say Liverpool. United has been back and forth. They'll win today. Tomorrow they don't get to get all 3 points.
So what's your prediction? Daniel said it will be goals 3-2, 3-3, 2-2.
Well, I think there will be goals, definitely. Salah will score because Salah has turned that place to something else against Manchester United. But maybe a draw or a Liverpool win, honestly.
Okay, we'll see what happens. Of course, the game is for tomorrow. 5:30 tomorrow. Of course, let's see what happens. 4:30. No, 4:30 tomorrow.
Yeah, 4:30.
All right. Thank you so much for being part of the show today. Yes, let's wrap it up like this. A big up to Bam Bam. Of course, to sports here. We've seen plenty of goals tomorrow.
I can rest now. On to you.
My name is Richie the Fine. Let me have a breather. I'll be back in the next 2 hours for Back in the Day. Keep it locked right here. Don't move a muscle. We'll be back at the other side. All right?
I love this station. Melody 100.7 FM. Melody 100.7 FM.
Are you ready?